Here is a phase monitor in a rack, and I want to point out a couple of things on it. There seems to be a bunch of technicians that will misdiagnose one, so I want to point out a couple of interesting things on it. If you'll notice, you've got the green light right here in the middle. The green light, the only thing that means is you have three-phase power at the top. If your rotation gets if you get out of phase, or if you don't wire it up correctly, the light on here will blink red, green, red, green. Once you get the phasing right at the top, the light will stay green all the time. The green light does not mean that these terminals along the bottom are good. Terminals can be bad, even though the light is green. You need to break out your meter, test the points to make sure that they're working correctly. If you will notice, on a Hillphoenix rack, they use the normally closed set of contacts. That means when the phase is right, point it open, and you got an open contact there, and that's what allows the rack to run. If it should fail, just disconnect one of the wires and isolate it, and that will get you right back up online. However, you should always have a phase monitor on your truck. They're too important of a part, and there are too many of them out there. One other thing I'd like to point out that people have not or have missed in the past, if you'll notice, once you change this style, you have to set the line voltage. You have to turn it up to 480 volt. And then on the other side, you need to adjust your seconds. It's a slight delay, just so the rack delays on coming on, but you've also got time delays on the rack that will also delay the compressors from coming on. So I usually just put this at a minimum few seconds and you're fine. One last thing I'm going to point out is here's a picture. Pardon me, I'm using my phone. Here is a phase monitor in a Kaiser rack. Same thing, but notice the contacts. On a Kaiser rack, they use the normally open set of contacts instead of the normally closed like a Hillphoenix. So if one of these should have to fail and you don't have one, you can jumper these 2 points out, and that will get the rack back up and online until you can get a phase monitor. However, like I said, you should always carry one. One last feature, if you'll notice the color on this phase monitor, it's blue with white sides, and on this one here, it's totally black. The totally black ones were the older model. About 5 to 7 years ago, they started changing them to the white side. So if you wanted to make an upgrade on your rack, get rid of the black ones. Wouldn't be a bad move to do an upgrade, but this one here is working just fine. So that is a quick update on some phase monitors.